Yo, what's poppin'? I am here today for WBE Week 1. Gonna be talking about our team that we're bringing for this week, and then after that we're gonna get into the battle. And yeah, so I'll talk about my team, and I'm gonna have to play real soon, so I'll try to be brief. I know last season I had a bunch of demand for, I guess, showing my sets and I guess giving you guys the method to my madness of these Eevee spreads. So I figured I'd do that. I just figured why not, because I'm just here to have fun, try out the new Pokemon that we got, and see if we can make our team put in the work. So this week we're going to be taking on John, aka Pokemon, good friend of mine. And we've played a couple times before in the past in other draft leagues, as well as I think WBE. If not last season, then the season before we did play. But yeah, so his team consists of Aromatisse, Beware, Gmax Corviknight, Galvantula, Golurk, Goodra, Gyarados, Reuniclus, Trevenant, and Weavile. So a lot of interesting mons on his team. Some threats, of course, that we gotta watch out for. Upon first impression or first glance of his team, I noticed that he's a little tad weak to fire type attacks, seeing that Goodra and Gyarados are his only two fire switch-ins, and Goodra does not take physical attacks very well. Neither does Gyarados, especially with the combination of another coverage move that's good against it. For instance, the first Pokemon that I have here is Arcanine. Arcanine got the Flare Blitz, it's got the Wild Charge, so that combination actually puts in a lot of work versus his team. I'm running heavy duty boots to be faster, to switch into hazards and stuff without taking any damage. And with my speed investment, I am faster than his Jolly Gyarados, which is great because of the fact that we needed to, be able to outrun it once Gyarados has not set up any Dragon Dances. If it just comes in, we can outrun it. So that's going to be nice. And then, of course, Morning Sun to keep it healthy, which will be very useful, especially since we're not taking any recoil from hazards. It's just going to be damage, just whatever damage we have. So Morning Sun can come in handy for us. And then I have Intimidate, so I know that Corviknight can run Mirror Armor, so Intimidate would be bouncing back versus me, but I think it's still worth bringing just because of the fact that we have the ability to weaken physical attackers on his team like Weavile. What else? I guess also keep Gyarados in check by intimidating it could be nice, shuffling Intimidates with our Arcanine, and then weakening other physical attackers. So he has a bunch of physical attackers like Beware, Golurk, even Trevenant maybe. But yeah, I think Intimidate's just an all-around useful ability. We have other options to deal with Corviknight later on. So that's the Pokemon I have here. I started with Arcanine. EV'd to not get 2-hit KO'd by Banded Weavile after Intimidate. So that's great. Or essentially +1 Weavile. Actually no, neutral Weavile, right? Choice Band is like +1, so it can just sponge the hit after Intimidate, which is essentially what this thing does. Grimmsnarl is going to be my Gmax mon that I'm bringing this week. Enough speed to outrun Corviknight, max attack, and basically the rest of HP, and just the remaining into defenses. So this set here is really, really solid. One of my big win cons of this match in particular. And like I said, his team is very weak to fire type attacks. So we have the Flare Blitz Arcanine, the Gmax Flare, or the Fire Punch in Gmax form. It summons the sun, which is great because it powers up Arcanine. It also strengthens its healing too. So those two go hand in hand really well together. Prankster bulk ups, of course, as it allows us to get bulkier. And with at +1, we're able to OHKO or 2-hit KO essentially everything on his team, except for maybe Gmax Corviknight. That's about it. This thing is a huge threat versus him and has great coverage as well. Not the fastest, but it has Priority Sucker Punch, which we have. In our Gmax form, it becomes the regular attack. So we can alternate between Gmax the Darkness, or sorry, the Gmax Snooze, which is actually the signature move of this thing. And I think that's going to be very useful as well as having Priority Sucker Punch. Spirit Break is an easy 2-hit KO on defensive Aromatisse, so I like that. And then Fire Punch, which will destroy Corviknights and stuff. And yeah, Babiri Berry, so that we could take an Iron Head or like the Gmax Steel move from Corviknight, eat that up as well, which can be quite essential in certain scenarios. Then I have Dracozolt. It's actually a more defensive Dracozolt than anything. Enough to take I think like a +2 or +3 Earthquake from Gyarados, so they can check that really well. It also has Rest Talk, so that this thing has some recovery that allows it to stay in versus Corviknight and beat it down. Dragon Tail phases out regular Corviknights, not the Gmax form, but Dragon Tail is also great because it stops any kind of fat setup Reuniclus and other kind of fat setup Mons that he has, which can be quite crucial in the match if he has some kind of bulky setup sweeper, which on his team kind of looks like it does. Otherwise, Bolt Beak is going to be doing massive damage. Even though I'm running Volt Absorb, I'm running Volt Absorb so that I don't miss, but it still hits extremely hard. Corviknight gets shredded by it. Every other Mon almost gets either like O-code, not O-code, but more like 2 KOs. It's not as strong as Hustle, but we don't miss, and Volt Absorb is actually great versus Thunder Galvantula, which he does have, and Sticky Webs are a big problem for my team, so I have some remedies to that as well. In Xatu with Magic Bounce, which is great to bounce back hazards from his team, either webs or rocks. Webs we gotta be a bit careful of because in this matchup we need Dracozolt to be faster. Bolt Beak becomes 170 power if we're faster than Corviknight, and it's EV to outrun Corviknight at any speed that it could have. So Xatu, I need this thing to be healthy. I guess it can sponge a hit from Golurk, like an Iron Fist Shadow Punch. It eats that up pretty well and destroys it with Foul Play. It OHKOs offensive ones with Foul Play plus Helmet, so that's great. T-Wave so we can slow things down, especially T-Waving something like a Corviknight or anything that we can T-Wave. It's always useful. Heat Wave is there for specifically Corviknight. It is faster than Corviknight as well. I think I set Dracozolt and Xatu, I believe, to be faster than Adamant Gyarados, so that could come in handy. And then of course, this just a nice sort of pivot Mon that can come into an attack, ground immunity as well, so they can switch into Earthquakes from Golurk, which I definitely anticipate him bringing. Then I have Conkeldurr, which is my defogger for the team. We need to get rid of webs, like I said. Webs are annoying. So I have Magic Bounce Xatu, Defog Conk, and this is Life Orb Sheer Force. I'm not running Guts, I'm running Sheer Force, which allows actually to do a massive amounts of damage with Poison Jab to Aromatisse. And that will in turn, it's going to be easy to KO, very easy to KO. I think it does like 60 or 70 or something to a defensive one, so it does great damage. Fire Punch, like I said, he's very weak to fire type attacks. I mean, Poison Jab does like over 50 or like almost 50 or so, probably more than that to Gyarados if it's not intimidated, if it's like Moxie or something. But yeah, Fire Punch, like I said, it's great versus the Galvantula, the Corviknight, hits up Trevenant even, and anything neutral does a lot of damage too. And finally, Escavalier. Oh, so I guess the EV spread on Conkeldurr is the classic Emvee specialty right here. Look at this thing. EV in every stats except for the one that it's not using. I mean, I probably could put like 4 here if I could, but I wouldn't do that. But it's a good set. It's just very bulky. It tanks Weavile, tanks Swords Dance Weavile too, and physical attacks, special attacks, you name it, it can tank pretty well. Then yeah, finally Escavalier, which is basically the same idea as Conk, to be able to sponge stuff that we can with a lot of defense. We can take hits from Gyarados and boost alongside it with Iron Defense. So this thing can outpace Gyarados 1v1 and beat it with Iron Defense, Swords Dance, Double Dance sort of Escavalier with Iron Head Knockoff, which hits everything on his team, and enough speed to outrun Reuniclus. So that is going to be the team. Let's just hop right into the match, going up, I guess, very soon. Whenever it happens, I will, of course, I'll save this team builder thing, and then I'll queue into the battle. So I'll see you guys for that. Hope you all are excited. I guess my first thoughts on his team of what he's going to bring. Definitely the Aromatisse, I think it's going to be very defensive, and it's probably going to be there for Grimmsnarl, but Grimmsnarl can beat it. I think he'll bring Corviknight 100%. The Gmax money he'll bring Galvantula, probably Golurk, and then probably Gyarados, and then either Goodra or Reuniclus or Weavile. I think a combination of like one of those mons could show up. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the battle, and let's queue right into it. What's poppin', everyone? I am here today for WBE Week 1. It is about that time to play and see how it goes against my boy John, aka Pokemon, coach of the New Orleans Pelipers. Him and I go way back. Like we've been playing in draft leagues for a while. Faced each other a couple times in GB, of course. and I think once in WBE and stuff like that. And he's pretty solid. It's live comm. I'm not used to live comm for draft games. Draft games I get kind of nervous like when I play because I want to like do the best I can and try to focus, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There's no replay saver in this, so we'll just got to do the best we can. And let's get right into it. So I'm bringing a really cool team, of course. As you can see, I got my Gmax Grimmsnarl, Arcanine, Dracozolt, Xatu, Conkeldurr, and my Escavalier. Let's see what team he brought. So as you can see, okay, so he has Galvantula. Let me just type this out here. Galvantula. Probably got to put down my Switch, my Joy-Con. Goodra. Okay, so he did bring Goodra. Ooh, this is kind of a scary team. Not gonna lie. Definitely looks like a scary team for sure. Corviknight. So he could potentially have Sticky Webs on his team. What is that Pokemon called? Aromatisse. And Golurk. Alright. So, interesting team. Potential Sticky Webs are there as well. Yeah, definitely. Honestly, I could lead with I could lead Conkeldurr. Just because it's good versus like a Galvantula lead, because I do have Defog. So I might just do that. And plus, otherwise, it's not that great in the overall matchup. He seems really prepared for Conkeldurr. But let's just get right into it. This is actually like one of my first Wi-Fi battles in this game. So let's see how it goes. I got a really cool trainer card though, for sure. Gooby-Doo, that's Goodra, okay. So this is not a bad lead. This is definitely not a bad lead at all. Drain Punch is a 2-hit KO. Though he might decide to go into Aromatisse or Uniclus. So I could even Poison Jab here. Which wouldn't be a bad option either. Let's see. Though I do kind of like Drain Punch in the initial first turn. He does have a good number of switches to it though. That's the thing. I think I might just Drain Punch though. Yeah, let's Drain Punch. I have to make sure I don't think too long either because of the timer, which gets kind of scary. I gotta watch out for that too. Okay, that Draco Meteor did a lot, but Drain Punch should absorb it. Oh, Eject Pack. Oh, that's smart. Ooh. So he dropped a Draco and immediately switches out. I did not even know that item existed. That's cool. So he goes into what? Reuniclus, okay. But we get some good health back though, kind of. I mean, we do have Life Orb on this thing. That definitely took me by surprise with the Eject Pack. Gonna go here into my Escadrill, for which I can fire off a knockoff. He goes for the trick. What did he trick? Choice Specs, okay. Takes my leftovers. I'm gonna knock off here. So I gotta play really fast, I guess, because it's well, it's a 10-minute chess timer, and I forget that I'm not playing on Showdown. So we'll knock off Corviknight's item here. Then we get rid of his leftovers. That's pretty good. I'm gonna switch out here into. So he could be Mirror Armor. I do have Intimidate, so I know that I know about it. But I had this for Weavile and other physical attackers. I could go hard into. I could go hard Dracozolt here. I could also go hard Xatu and try to T-Wave this thing, which might be kind of nice too. He could also U-turn too, but he'll take Rocky Helmet Chip. Body Press, okay. So that's not too bad. So here actually, Heat Wave seems kind of nice too, but he could also go back to Goodra. I might, Could Heat Wave. Could also double into Grimmsnarl maybe? Let's see. I could probably double the Arcanine here. So I set myself to be faster than Corviknight. Yeah, he does switch out. So he's not Mirror Armor, okay, so he's Pressure. He goes into Reuniclus here. That is not bad. He was Choice Specs, right? So pretty sure I could actually just Flare Blitz here. He doesn't actually have a great switch into it other than Goodra, but Goodra still takes a lot. And I'm pretty sure Reuniclus gets 2-hit KO'd as well. Yeah, that's a 2-hit KO. I think even after leftovers. Yeah, we eat that up. Oh, we got a Spadef drop too? Come on, that's not good. So here he might go to Goodra, right? I could Morning Sun, predicting him not to attack here, because I feel like he would switch out. He wouldn't sack. I don't think he'd sack. So I'm going to have Morning Sun here. Yeah, he switches out. Nice. So we get a little bit of health back. Who does he go into? Oh, Golurk. Okay. So get that health back. So I made a right, like a good call there. I made the right and correct call. All right. Gonna go Xatu here. I don't know what set this Golurk is, but it's kind of scary. So we go into Xatu. He Shadow Punches. Okay, that's a good play on his part. But we do live. Not sure. I'm not sure what set he could be though. He's oh, he's Leftovers. Okay. So I'm going to Foul Play. Try to get as much damage on this thing as I can. This is a decent chunk. He's very defensive, that's for sure. So unfortunately I lose my Xatu, but at the same time, getting rid of this Golurk is great for Dracozolt. That's going to be really good for that Pokemon. So what do I do here? I could probably go... I mean, I could also go Grimmsnarl and start bulking up here, which could be a good play, potentially. I could also go Arcanine and... Flare Blitz maybe too could work, but... I could go Arcanine and threaten him out. Because that Goodra was very offensive, I think. Just by judging how much damage it did. I'm trying to remember Joey's lesson of Dynamax last. Don't be the first one to Dynamax. Because I could. G-Max. So he switches out here, okay. Goes into, okay, Aromatisse. Weakening this is actually really good too. I think. So I don't see an item on this thing either. Which means I could probably Flare Blitz again. He could be just like a defensive Wish Setter. Ah, screens, okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So defogging could also be good versus this thing too. I'm gonna Morning Sun here, I think, is my play. So I do have defog, which will be faster than this Aromatisse. So he's gonna try to Wish, I think, back into Golurk or something, right? In which case, we could probably go into Excadrill here, maybe? Oh, he's just Wish Protect, okay. So he'll heal himself back up here. And so he can't really do anything versus us. But he could protect us, like, I guess scout what we could do. I might double to Dracozolt here. Predicting him to go like Corviknight or something. So he just Wishes again. Gonna just go here into Drill. So this thing is kind of annoying with screens up and stuff. Yep, this thing comes back. So I don't know if he has Fire Punch on it or not, but I'm like locked in to a move with Choice Specs. So I think I'm just going to knock either way, so it should be fine. He gets up rocks, okay. So we can get rid of his item. Doesn't do too much. Knockoff is a pretty rare move on different Pokemon. He does have Fire Punch. So I need the Reflect to go away. Yeah, so he Earthquakes here. Okay, Reflect wore off now. It might be time, you know, to start setting up with this thing. It might just be time. So I'm gonna bulk up here actually. 'Cause So he switches out. Okay. So this might be what we need. And this thing is super weak right now. So I might just Dynamax Starfall here. I know the rule that I can't Dynamax first. I might lose the game, but you know what? I don't have a choice. Let's see how much this does. I'm pretty sure it might knock it out. Yep, gone. Nice. So we finally knocked out a Pokemon here. That's good. That's very, very good. So my Dracozolt is designed to beat Corviknight, except for the fact if it is like a defense boosting body press one. That's like the one. It's gonna be so scary to beat. Corviknight is so good. I didn't expect the eject button turn 1 though. That mechanic definitely cost me. I didn't know what that thing did before. That's a new item, right? Like eject button is the other one that's like different. Okay, so he has pressure. I have a Babiri Berry on this too, so I'm gonna max flare. Oh, we're faster too. Yo, this thing is gone. This thing is out of here. Ooh, Corviknight gone too? Okay. No, this is actually good. This is actually really good for us. He didn't choose to Gigantamax with this thing. Gmax Grimmsnarl, come through. So he has 4 Mons left. He has Golurk, Reuniclus, Goodra, and Galvantula. And I did set my Grimmsnarl to be faster than this thing. Okay. So I don't have any reason not to just click Starfall here. He Sludge Waves. We live that. We eat that up. Goodbye, Goodra. That's what we needed. Who's next? So we should be faster than Golurk. We should be faster than Reuniclus. We're not faster than Galvantula, but my max darkness is Sucker Punch. So we could go for that, potentially just to get like Chip. That looks like Galvantula. Yep, that is Galvantula. So I think Sucker Punch would be our play. If I'm not mistaken, I think Sucker Punch is our play. Let me see what other Pokemon we have. We still have our Dracozolt. Still have our Arcanine. Yeah, I definitely think we Sucker Punch here. So I'm gonna do that. And that, oh, it lived. He does knock us out. And he's Life Orb. Okay, so that thing is gone. Now the question is, I think the sun is still up. So this would be a good time to go into Arcanine. Galvantula was being gone is fantastic. And Arcanine still being alive is great too. So he goes into Golurk. With the sun up, I do think that a Flare Blitz will knock it out. And we did intimidate him too. So yeah, Flare Blitz should definitely knock it out here. With the sun up. And I'm hoping that he stays in. He switches out, okay. Smart play. So we can Flare Blitz this, which should, yep, decimate this thing. Now, I think there's one turn of sun left. At least I'm hoping. Mist disappeared, so the Misty Terrain is gone. I think there's still one turn of sun left. Yes, there is still one turn of sun left. Because of the fact that we went for the Max Starfall first versus Aromatisse. So this should knock it out here, and we're going to win the game with a solid 3-0 victory. I think. This should knock it out. Yep, that's gone. That's going to be GG. Coach of the Chim Chargers. You already know we're out here. Live calming our games now. You guys know me for post-calming my games and stuff all the time back in the day when we had like replay savers. I was able to like completely focus, not having to worry about commentary and stuff. It's different than a Showdown Live because here, like, here you gotta win. Like, you definitely have to win. It's not like a Showdown game. You can lose a Showdown game, nothing happens. But here you gotta win. It's so much fun though. Like, Draft League is super fun. And yeah, I encourage you all to try it out if you haven't already. But great game overall. And this is just the power of Gigantamax. Like, I guess sort of we positioned ourselves. We got Aromatisse weakened. I did do like the calcs and stuff before, where I needed some prior chip damage on Aromatisse in order to knock it out with a +1 max Starfall from my Grimmsnarl. And yeah, that's just phenomenal. Like, the Grimmsnarl set was fantastic, carried us this game basically. That's going to be that. So 1-0 starting off the season really strongly. I do encourage you all to check out my opponent, and that's going to be that. So I'll see you guys on week 2. Let me know what you guys think. I look forward to hearing from you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.